Good morning. Welcome to the Huddle. I'm Vahe Gregorian, Blair Kerkhoff on my left, Sam Mellinger on my right. We're here today with the hot topic of the Royals pursuing the elusive 162-0 record, which takes me to Sam. I seem to remember thinking you were one of those experts who didn't think they could go undefeated all season.
I'm sticking to that. I do think they'll lose at least a game because if nothing else, they got to rest some guys once they clinch.
That's true.
Once they clinch on June 15th when they're.
That's right. That would be bad managing, wouldn't it, without
right.
that? I was thinking about the show today. I was thinking about the Bears concept. The way the Royals are going right now, it's like, okay, what can go wrong? And obviously, plenty can go wrong. But Blair, what do you see as sustainable right now with what's happening there, and what's the trajectory here?
Well, why isn't it all sustainable? The power, obviously the power is
Right.
the big difference with this team and last. And what is it? It's a home run in every game up to now, 6 games, 9 home runs. Is that what it is? And I looked this up over the weekend. They had 2 stretches last season where they had home runs in 6 straight games. So they've already matched their longest stretch from last year. That's what's different. But to me, one of the other keys that that shouldn't be lost is we've been through the rotation one time. It started the second time through the rotation, and the best start was by Edison Volquez. And here's the guy that the Royals weren't sure, the Royals fans weren't sure about him, taking the innings from Shields. How would Volquez be? And he was terrific in his start. So I think that's the power and Volquez's start to me are the 2 most encouraging signs, the early start.
And one of the things with the power that's really been interesting, I think, is, and it sort of reflects the whole way the whole lineup is producing, just about the whole lineup. But I think that's one of the things. Last year, they'd have to wait out certain dry spells all the time. And this is the kind of thing that ebbs and flows. But do you think that's something that's materially different, Sam? I mean, are they now able to do things all through the lineup that you think will keep them going when a couple guys inevitably dip?
They're built on balance. They're built not like the Tigers that have Miguel Cabrera, the best hitter on the planet, and Victor Martinez and all these things. They're built more that 1 through 9. It's going to be balanced. They don't have anybody that's going to win a Triple Crown, but they've got 9 guys. In theory, 9 guys that can hit. And that is a strength, when there's not, you don't have to wait at the bottom of the lineup. This is a good time to go to the bathroom or go get a beer or whatever, and come back. I mean, one of the great things about this lineup too this year, like we all said, Mike Moustakas hitting second is, really, it has been a boon. But the deal about the team this year versus last year, I think they're more mature. And I think that there's a subtle but important difference of, they're not that young of a team anymore. It's really easy to miss that. We've been calling them a young team for so long that that's no longer true. They're the 4th oldest roster in baseball, which I think is amazing. But it's a team, like their best players, Hosmer, Moustakas, Perez, Kane, these guys, they know what they are in the big leagues. And now it's time to, sort of, as Dick Vermeil would say, take the diapers off, and they're really performing at a level that you would expect guys who have a place in the big leagues.
What do you guys think of how many times have they been hit by a pitch this year?
I think 10.
10? What do you make of that? A little coincidence? Is there purpose to this? What's going on there?
One thing that I was thinking about this the other day. I was talking to Jason Frazier down in spring training, and he was talking about how much he really disliked the Royals before he came to play for them because of that kind of the core unit of guys that are young-ish, turning the page on that, but still play with that. He called it arrogance, and maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's also what you get when you're the team that went to Game 7 of the World Series.
I think there's some of it. It's not 10 times that pitchers have been throwing at the Royals. There's some of it where just you try and go inside and you miss or whatever, but. It's not 10 times the pitchers have tried to go inside and missed either.
Right.
And I do think that there is some resentment, a little. I think the way that the Royals play rubs other teams the wrong way.
Yeah.
The way they celebrate home runs, in the 5th inning of a game, like it's a walk-off and, 30-second handshakes on us. It's great for Royals fans, but, it goes against the culture of baseball, of like put your head down and act like you've been there before. Personally, I think baseball needs more of that. not less. It needs more emotion, especially, that's a whole different probably video at some point of how baseball can market itself. I think baseball needs more of that, not less, but I do get that, the Ventura thing yesterday is a really good example of why was he staring at Mike Trout like that,
Right.
And then Sal Perez, leading away like a toddler, which was hilarious. There's things like that are going to rub other teams the wrong way, but I don't think Royals fans care much about that.
No, I don't think so. Maybe they're entitled to it at this stage. And just one last thing, we'll try to wrap it up here, but that comes back to this point. I feel like they've been playing with almost a playoff intensity. Like it just sort of picked off where they left off. And I don't know if that's part of it too. I mean, they're treating every game, every at-bat, it seems to me like it's pivotal, it really matters.
I agree, and one thing that I've noticed, especially in the Angels series, which reminded me of the playoffs, you knew after about 3 innings who was going to win the game. The Royals had taken the game by the throat by the 3rd inning and had put up a 4 spot or something, put up a big inning, and you thought, wow, they're going to win this one again, because once they have the lead in the 6th, it's pretty much over. So that I thought, again, they're not winning these games, with 9th inning rallies. They're winning them in the first 3 or 4 innings, and that to me was the measure of the team in October last year.
It really was. Well, we'll look forward to being back next week. At this time next week, the Royals may not still be undefeated. If they are, it's the best start in club history. They'll be 12-0. So we'll see what happens. But another exciting week ahead, and it's really a great time to follow baseball here. Please check us out on True Blue, our app, and at kansascity.com. And thanks for being with us.